What is going on, people? Welcome to Throw Down Your Questions, episode 339. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
What's up, people? How's it going?
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
And Carlos Romero.
Yo, yo, yo.
4-man crew tonight. Everybody's out, man. So you're going to deal with us?
Oh, yeah.
That's it, man. Some interesting stuff going on behind Manny's background right now. His girlfriend's watering something.
I don't know what she's doing.
That's
she won't
crazy.
Say, but we'll find out soon enough.
Maybe you'll find out during the show.
Yeah, right.
I want to thank everybody who's joining us tonight. As always, give me a second here to set up. I do want to wish Chris his first Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, Chris.
Yay! Thank you.
How'd it go, Ben? Are you good? You did barbecues and all that dad stuff?
No, I did what I normally do on Sunday errands,
Yeah.
and I hung out. I hung out with Olivia, someone, and we watched. Like she likes the kids' cartoons, but like I get sick of them after a couple of episodes. I can't stand the songs anymore. They like grind on my soul.
Yes.
So I started just watching Batman the Animated Series, and she likes it, so I'm like, oh, good, it's something we can both watch.
Hey, there you go. You know,
Batman is in your DNA, in her DNA.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. You know, I think I don't really have anything to plug. Oh wait, there is. Damn it! I'll do this later because I got to get the name of the podcast. But I was on the podcast with Danny for our boy Armando. But I started following this guy because his name on Twitter is Chancleta Mangu. I'm like, this dude's Dominican, man. This dude is Dominican. I got to follow him back. But yeah, I was on his show. It was him and his co-host Alyssa. Really good stuff. You know, like I always said, I always like being on podcasts for people who are coming up and stuff because I feel that's my duty to do that. You know what I'm saying? Paying it forward. You know, so I'm always down for that. And you're gonna see me pop up on some other podcasts and all that. You know, got to give back to the community, man. That's what it's all about. You can't just do all this shit just by yourself. You know, you gotta give back. You know, it's a lot of greedy people in this industry. You don't want to be one of those. You know.
Yo, man, that's why you gotta be on WrestleCast.
You gotta be on WrestleCast. And yes, I am drinking wine from the Godfall cup. The only good thing that come out of that game. You know, it's hilarious.
I remember you posted that. You're like, "Am I a gamer or something like that?" I'm like, "What's Godfall?"
Yeah. Well, I didn't ask if I remember. Like, is this too much gaming stuff? Because I had a Godfall cup sitting on an Outriders coaster in front of a PS5. I'm like, damn, I got all this stuff. You know, and Manny doesn't even know half those games.
Yeah, I don't know what those games are. And to be honest, you forgot Godfall as soon as not long after you played it. We talked about remember we were like the first console exclusive for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
You remember
5.
that game? And you're like, what are you talking about, Resident Evil? It was like every single other game you mentioned.
And the funny thing is I reviewed it. The lowest score I give a game on PC Mag. I wanted it to be a 1 out of 5, but we can't give a game a score that low if it isn't broken. The game's not broken, it's just bad. So that's the technically lowest score I could give a game. It was not good, man.
So if it was something along the lines of Life of Black Tiger,
then it would be a 2
that's
or
a 1 out of 5.
You'd probably get a 1 out of 5.
Wow,
It's a really broken game.
Yeah.
I think I fixed it, guys.
Oh, you fixed it? Oh shit.
Oh, what happened?
I had to disable Manny's video.
Oh, okay.
He sounds crystal clear now.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, that's good. At least I can do that.
This score's on some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yo, Discord, man. Ever since Microsoft talked about buying this, it went downhill, man.
It went down. You know.
Can we blame Sony? Because Sony's got something in the Discord world right now, don't they?
Oh, that is true. Ever since Sony bought a percentage of the minority share of Discord, Jim Ryan, man, I swear to God,
Jim Ryan, man,
this
he
guy.
fucked up again. You know.
Yo, man, you should move that Beep Baparu over to the Nintendo, and you know, because it doesn't deserve the PlayStation doesn't deserve the dignity of having Beep Baparu in front of it. There we go.
By the way, I should quickly give a shout out to David Gilton and Andre Tipton for being on Throwdown 339 on Thursday. He helped us out a lot, you know. So
good
shout out to those guys,
Yeah.
you know.
Always,
and,
good, always good to have those guys, man. You know, it was I like when we have the different crossover guests.
Yes.
Because I don't think we've had Andre and David on at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird because they were always together on David's previous show, the ARG podcast. But yeah, on Throwdown at the same time, we've had one or the other, but never both.
Never both. Yeah.
Which again was weird because I'm like, I know both of those guys because of it's you know from that podcast. But yeah, man, it was a good time. So I'm glad they helped us out. And shout out to Richard Bailey Jr. We wanted him to be on tonight, but he couldn't because of Father's Day shenanigans. You know?
It's all good. Got father stuff. It's all good.
Yeah. And with that said, we must carry on with the show. First question from who is this guy, man?
Who is this?
Romu Death? I don't know who this is, man. Never heard that name before, But I got a good feeling about this guy. He is asking to conjure the spirit of Richard Bailey. Question is potentially controversial.
Oh, very controversial indeed.
What does this mean?
Question is simple. Did E3 2021 live up to the hype?
Let's go, mate.
Hype? Hype?
Yeah, people were hyping the fuck out of this, man.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, it's like, I don't know what hype. I mean, for me, it wasn't no hype. It was nothing. It was just like,
you didn't see all those people like I'm talking because remember hype is beforehand. Beforehand, people are going crazy.
But then again, I'm not you who's constantly looking at all that gaming stuff because I don't.
Well, I am a gaming journalist,
Gaming journalist,
you
don't need to pay attention to be a gaming journalist. You could just care about the politics of the.
What was that? What is like the politics of the Philippines or some shit?
Yeah, the politics of the Philippines.
Let's see if anybody remembers that. While you're eating fucking those fish eggs and shit on the crackers.
Caviar.
While having your caviar and drinking your red wine.
Yeah. I am drinking red wine though, but from a gamer cup.
Oh no, it's happening, game journalist.
Now I want to talk about the geo-social politics of Malaysia.
At least to be serious, I personally didn't see a lot of hype on my end, but then again, I'm not looking too deep, especially with that sort of stuff. At least for
my
me,
thing is I wasn't looking deep. It was just on Twitter, just E3. Oh my god, it's back! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I mean, I'm not really a good source for this sort of stuff because I'm not fully paying attention. Most of that stuff I sort of put the blinders on because a lot of that stuff is filled with bullshit, crappy people complaining about shit they shouldn't be complaining about. So I don't read. But I mean, in general, for me, I couldn't say I was really hyped for E3, not like previous E3s. But I feel like a lot of E3s have sort of become that way, where they're sort of just become like, eh. But I mean, I guess the highest point was probably the Microsoft stuff.
Oh yeah,
and then essentially confirming what we've been saying, about quite a bit of different things, and then just as they tend to do at their shows, just show up with a bunch of games and stop it with the bullshit talking.
Yeah,
that's what the Paris show was for, right?
Yeah.
You have Paris there talking to the developers, going in deep and giving us a little bit more explanation, and then you have your main show, you have your action, you just firing, so.
Yeah. I like how you call it the Paris show.
I call it's the Paris show.
Yeah, I know that's consistent. Like we call the other one the Keeley show. It's a Paris show.
It's the Keeley show and the Paris show.
Yeah, of course, but Paris had more style and flavor, though. I still remember that shot of him with the glasses, sunglasses for Flight Simulator, Danger Zone.
He's
good stuff.
He getting a little pepper down in there, man. Who'd have thought this dude was a host?
Yeah, what's up with that, man? Yeah, shout out to Paris, man. I love the whole cock can't cook thing. Great alliteration, by the way. Stan Lee would be proud of that,
Mm-hmm.
Cock can't cook,
I mean, side note on that thing, that's like the ultimate slap, right? Because Khalif had to go and pay to do his slap, right? He had to pay Cedric the Entertainer and those other guys to do a cameo and say that Paris can't cook. Yeah. Homeboy rolled up on a national TV show.
No, Manny, not national, International.
an international TV show, and literally made a controller with this shit on it.
I don't think that. Honestly, I don't think that can be topped.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Whatever feud they have with the cooking, that's the high ground. That's the high point.
The next level of this
Cook
is
off,
them
live cook
off, man. Yeah. Live cook off. Get your boy Greg Miller, get your boy Jeff Keighley, or whoever motherfucker out there that you know. Well, homeboy from IGN, whatever the fuck that dude's name is. Get them dudes in the room and get them and do the final. Do that.
No. We got to go bigger than this, man. It's got to be, either during E3 or one of those big summer events with the public there. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure. Yo, he's got. What's his face? Paris has got knows some folks at Microsoft. Maybe you can get that shit on the Microsoft whatever stage, right?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. And then here's the thing. Paris needs to link up with Sony, right? Because Sony always has that big parking lot and stuff. The food. So him and Khalif, they'll cook food for everybody, and then then the people there will judge who is the master of cooking,
Oh,
see, I gotta see this, because the whole thing stems from like Paris. And I call it a East Coast West Coast thing, right? Paris lives in California. How does he do his barbecue? He does it outdoors in a grill, right? Khalif, he's from the East Coast. How does he make his ribs? In the oven, because it's cold out here most of the time. So I like both sides, but I'm a little bit more sympathetic to Khalif because I'm a New Yorker, because when I make ribs, it's in the oven, But so yeah, I definitely want to see them do that, like a international thing. Like 100 people, 100 closest associates or whatever, some fans. It'll be great. Paris, if you're listening, man, do that, bro.
Yo, man, you gotta put it together, man. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
You dropped that. You dropped the freaking gavel down on this shit.
Oh.
Now it needs the next level.
And somebody suggested this on Twitter. I don't know who it is, but shout out to you. They suggested that we get Andy Lunique, who is like the Twitter chef, gaming Twitter chef, to moderate this thing. It'll be fantastic. Make it happen.
Y'all got the magic now. Everybody wants to put you on their shows, so you call up a couple favors, get that shit done.
And you know who's gonna host it? Jeff Keighley, because he needs a show for everything.
Oh yeah, oh man, and then what you do? Yo man, you want to get people to watch? Throw some reveals in there too.
There we go,
man. We're playing
some world premieres.
Throw some world premieres in between.
Sponsored by Prime Rib Gaming.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, they were planning this whole thing for a Paris, man. I'm telling you, bro. Hit me up. But I love how we went on a completely. Anyway, Carlos, E3, did it live up to the hype, bro?
Yeah, it's interesting. Manny brings up a good point. It's like for him, the hype wasn't there. For a lot of people, the hype was there. So I guess for me, it didn't live up to the hype. But also, my standards weren't as high as a lot of other people's. But it also wasn't like this show's gonna be like crap. Like a lot of other people said, it's like, oh, this, it's this year's gonna blow and stuff, and it was kind of bad. So I'll give it to them. But yeah, this show wasn't as great as I thought it would be. And like we talked about the other day, it's like it all comes down to the presentations. If the presentations from each of the companies aren't as they don't bring their A game and all the game reveals and games we want to see, then it's not gonna live up to a lot of people's expectations. And Square Enix and Ubisoft and Two and all these other companies, they all had their presentations, and it just seems like it's synonymous with Microsoft. I think everyone can agree Microsoft had the best showing.
Oh yeah, without it.
And I thought they had a pretty really good showing. I don't think they had like a top tier showing. Like
no,
I think Microsoft's had better presentations beforehand than they had this year. They just didn't. They just especially in relative terms, they had an amazing presentation, but that's just because it's all relative.
Yeah, relative. Yeah, compared to everything else I was showing. I agree with that sentiment. My thing is like I had no hype. Like when I saw that this was going to be another, like not another, because this is the first digital show. I'm like, what's the point of this, man? Because if everybody else is going to be doing Summer Game Fest and all this other shit, what's the point of E3? So things went down as I expected. So I had no hype, but just being objective here, did it live up to all the crazy fucking hype I saw on Twitter beforehand? Hell no. Because people were like, what happened? What is this shit? People were thinking this is like the return of E3. This is going to be the fucking bomb. We're going to see game reveals all over the place. Dudes are going crazy. Nope. So it definitely did not live up to the hype in that sense. But for me personally, it was exactly what I expected. It's like E3 is just, E3 is not right, like, unless it's an actual show. This was just a bunch of streaming stuff. Like, that's not E3. That's just like what everybody else is doing. It just has the plaster of E3 on it. So it didn't feel like E3, at all. Because, again, it was just like, hey, stay tuned and watch the stream. I'm like, okay, I could do that with Summer Game Fest too. So very strange E3. So for me, it was what I expected. Like, oh, it's some streaming shit. It's gonna be whack. And it was. I mean, the show, the Microsoft show was good, but I'm talking about overall, nah. This ain't it. But again, you can't. But I can't blame it because of the Rona. I understand. So I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to talk shit because of that. I fully understand the situation. But this type of show needs to be an actual show.
And the thing about it is, it's like to lump the Summer Game Fest in that too. It's just a lot of, just a lot of momentum that just gets lost.
Yeah.
Inside of this, and then we have shows like the Capcom show and whatever the hell Ubisoft put out there.
Yeah,
it's just like
Square Enix. And the thing is, again,
Square Enix.
Think about it, right? And I said this on a Thursday show. It's like this is supposed to be E3. I'm doing air quotes, right? Yet there was no E3 channel, right? Like you want to see Microsoft, you go to Xbox channel. You want to see Square Enix, you go to Square Enix channel. I'm like, there's not even any unification here.
But
so
also, Carlos brought this up last time. There's never been any unification on any of that stuff before either.
Yeah. Obviously, like I'm saying this as somebody who's been to a bunch of these, so my view is obviously colored by that. But you know what I'm saying? Think about this: when you go back to like again the G4 days, it was all under one umbrella. That's it. So I am thinking about it in that term too. Like I remember, man, you remember like we're like, okay, this is E3 week. This is all we're doing this week is E3 because it was all on G4 like 12 hours straight. Nothing like that at all. But again, I can understand that it can't have like a lot of developers in the same spot, like coming in and out, interviewing them and stuff. So I understand that, but I don't know. It was just not good.
But I mean, if you want that sort of sort of idea, I mean, to be honest, IGN, GameSpot, they were all providing very similar things. Yeah. Where you could literally just stay on their channel and just let all the different shows cycle through.
Yeah, no, for sure. But again,
with the exception of Nintendo.
Yeah, we don't talk about fucking Nintendo. But even again, because I can't do it with the developers kind of psyching it out. They had to, Skype in or whatever. I don't know. The whole thing just fell off.
No, but I'm saying you could watch the Microsoft show and then wait long enough and watch whatever show was going to come after that PC game on any one of the big guys sites. If you wanted to go to IGN,
that is true.
Or GameSpot, you could have just let them run because that's what they were doing. They were just letting it run and just repeating whatever shows they had on before and stuff like that. So
that's a good point. Chris, go ahead, Carlos.
Just real quick, for me, like this did feel like E3. The only difference is I didn't see as many developer interviews as we've seen in the past. Like even like in the years where we had E3s,
big omission.
Yeah, we've had like the IGNs, the GameSpots, and all those. They interview the developers on like the show floor and stuff. They have those couches and stuff. So I think that's the only thing that we like for the people that don't go to E3s physically. I think that's the one thing that maybe a lot of us missed. Otherwise, it feels like an E3. It feels like a really bad E3 where no one had anything to show for the most part.
You know what it felt like? It felt like E3 like 2011, where it's like you got nothing, man. Or 2014 would probably be more apt because that was the year after the consoles launch or a few months after the console launch. Like, really got nothing here, So I don't know. It's just a bunch of stuff that probably didn't need to be shown. Like, there was once it was Capcom. I'm like, why is this a show? Like, just tweet about this and you're done. It's like, we're gonna have some DLC for Resident Evil. Doesn't show nothing.
Yeah.
I was really pissed
Yeah, go
about
ahead,
that.
Chris.
I was looking for that was one of the shows I was looking forward to, and literally all they were like, "Oh, RE versus coming in July." I'm like, I don't care about that. And then they put up a pretty much look like a Word document. Oh, we're working on DLC right now. I'm like, what the? Are you serious? Like that's all you said? And then they talked about Monster Hunter Stories too. I'm like, I could have just watched Nintendo for that because they spent time on this. Why did you not just give that? Which they did. They gave it to Nintendo. You could have given it to Xbox or anyone else. Just like, oh, talk about this shit for us. Who the fuck cares? A patch for Monster Hunter Rise, and that's your
Right.
show,
Yeah,
man.
whack. But Chris,
So
overall, just the hype. Because I know Chris, you've seen the crazy people like, oh my god, E3.
yes, and yeah, it. I mean, like even though there's megatons past E3s and the ones we went to, like the fan expectations every year seem to get more and more outrageous, right?
You think these motherfuckers would learn?
Yeah, no, I saw on my timeline, because I pay attention to Nintendo stuff too, as well as everything else. I saw so many, I shit you not, summoning circles from Mario Kart.
Yeah.
People put together this shit at candles and all with the previous games. I was like, well, I want a new Mario Kart. It's like, motherfucker, that's not going to do anything. They're not going to give you a new Mario Kart when you're willing to pay full price for the last gen one. They're not going to give it to you. They don't need to. So it's hilarious. So with I'd say for me, I agree with all you. Microsoft had the best show,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Square had the nicest surprise. Guardians was a nice surprise.
that
I didn't
was
see
good.
that coming.
Mhm.
And Capcom just let me down with theirs. I was like shocked. I was shocked. I sat there dumbfounded. Like, that's it? Really? Really? You had a show for this?
I gotta say this real quick.
Yeah.
And I love Capcom. You all know I love Capcom, right? If it wasn't for the fact Gearbox was there, Capcom would have had the worst showing. Oh no, excuse me, no. Bandai Namco had the worst showing. It's like they had one fucking game no one's ever heard of. So that was bad.
yeah.
But that Capcom one, because the thing you know what it is with Capcom, Chris, you expect more from them.
Absolutely, and and you're writing off of, like, I mean, freaking RE Village was gonna sell. Like, this dumbfounds me with we saw the reception to Resident Evil Village, so we're starting development of DLC. I'm like, how did you not project that it was gonna do well after the previous ones? How what are you serious? Like, you knew you had the projections because they did the damn puppet show in Japan. Did you see those the puppet ads?
Mm-hmm.
They had the data in those ads, in the Japanese ads. I'm like, how did you not know that this was going to do well? It sold 3 million copies in 4 days. How the fuck did you not know? And so it just dumbfounded. All right, so I like that's the beginning and end of Nintendo shows. Okay, like that. There's no way they could live up to the hype. They never do. I always tell people, like, lower your expectations. You're not getting Mario Kart. People had lists 10 miles long for them. I saw new Smash Brothers. I saw people talking about Donkey Kong. I'm like, where are you getting that from? That there was going to be a new Donkey Kong
fans
game.
are insane. They do this every time. And here's the funny thing: they do this every time, and then they always say, "Oh my God, this is the best direct ever." Like, but you didn't get all the shit you wanted. So how is it the best?
Because they got a Smash character.
Yeah, he got a Smash character, but I saw motherfuckers saying that, they're going to announce the next Smash Brothers. I'm like, really, bro? Really? The next one?
Yo.
And the other guy's going,
Nintendo.
this could be a new Donkey Kong this year. I'm like, what? Where did that come from? Okay.
These dudes are crazy, man.
They're crazy, man. So, yeah, no, it didn't live up to the hype. There was some good stuff. Microsoft's show was the strongest. Square had the nicest surprise.
Yes.
Everything else was a varying degree of letdown, and for me personally, Capcom let me down the most.
Yeah, well, because you want more from Capcom. That's why, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that. But so at E3 did not live up to the hype. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
what's up, bro?
just real quick, like, let's say, for example, Street Fighter 6 was announced and showed. Marvel vs. Capcom 4 was announced and showed. Monster Hunter World 2 was announced and showed.
That'd be a good show.
Final Fantasy 16 was shown.
Excuse me?
let's say the Jeff Keighley show had Mass Effect 4 and Dragon Age 4,
Oh, shit.
and let's say Nintendo had the Switch Pro and Super Mario Odyssey 2, then I think a lot of the narrative would have changed.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they didn't have any of that.
Well, I mean, it goes back to what you said. The games were whack this year. You know,
They were whack.
Think about it. That Carlos, remember the Summer Game Fest? That thing was fucking filler most of the time. Like, what the fuck are we watching right now? You know,
It was the border, the Wonderlands, the Death Stranding thing,
yeah.
and then there was like a lot of stuff people forgot already, and
then
Elden Ring.
Yeah, that's it. You know. So yeah, and I'm lumping. We're lumping Summer Game Fest together. So, yeah, it's whack.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
only purpose, and it's important to make this note. Summer Games Fest, the only reason this exists is because it's Jeff Keighley's attempt to overtake E3.
Yes.
That's the only reason this thing exists. So yeah, every time we bring up E3, Summer Game Fest has to come into the same conversation because they're the.
That's because Jeff Key keeps injecting himself into that conversation. Let's be real.
Exactly.
Here, you know?
Yeah.
No, you're 100% right. He was always jabbing himself in there, you know? And what was it? After Capcom, he's like, see, we told you guys. You know? It's like, damn. Why not give me money instead? I'll put on a better show for you. Oh, man. All right, let's move on.
You could put your vision, Tony.
Yeah, right? By the way, we actually have a decent amount of questions. Like, guys, the reason is because we're cleaning house tonight. All the leftover questions, we're answering all those motherfuckers tonight. You know?
It's going out, man.
Yeah. All right, Mob Hits. All right, Mob Hits originally had 3 questions, but one of them I'm deleting, man.
Oh, what you deleting that for, man?
Well, there's a reason why. Because we were already asked this question, and we already called bullshit on it. You know, he was just asking us like, what would happen if Microsoft bought NetherRealms? That's not happening, man. Stop it. You know, stop it right now. Go home. What was that Michael Jordan thing?
Get some help.
Listen,
some help.
Listen, before they even think about purchasing NetherRealms, maybe they need to start working on that fighting game that they have.
By the way, tonight we had, including this question, we have 3 separate questions about Xbox and fighting games. So like, is there something in the water or something? What's going on?
Well, there should be something in the water. They have a franchise that people enjoyed, and they haven't made that thing work out.
Yeah, well, we will. Manny speaking about that franchise. We will talk about that. We actually have a very specific question about that franchise. Your instincts were right about that one, you know? So Mob Hits, we'll move on to your second question. We already kind of answered this. Like, we call there was the other studios like they're gonna buy Avalanche. Just because Microsoft bought Bethesda doesn't mean they're buying up everybody, you know? Well, fucking Warner Brothers still owns NetherRealm as far as I'm concerned. Like, isn't it? Like,
yes,
yeah. Come on, man, come on. I don't know where this rumor came from. Is it Jeff Grubb? Did he do this?
You know, he grubbing.
You know, by the way, did Jeff Grubb you do this, bro? I think it was him that started. I'm like, come on, Jeff, what are you doing, bro? And again, I got nothing against the guy. I actually do think he's a good dude, but it's like, don't just believe everything he says. Don't believe anything anybody says, man. You know, do your own research. You know, don't even believe what I say. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about half the time. You know.
Especially don't believe what the hell Jim Ryan says.
Yeah. Even though your boy's right, most of the time, you know. Oh man! All right. So, question here is, with what was revealed at E3, can we agree? Let me finish this one.
Can we agree? This sounds interesting. All right.
I'll read it again. With what was revealed at E3, can we agree that Nintendo and Microsoft will be having an exceptional year? With that said, Sony has yet to respond with what they have planned for the remainder of 2021. Can Sony survive solely on third party if their first parties end up being pushed back till 2022? All right, let's step back a little bit. Nintendo, really? What do they have this year, bro? Don't tell me Breath of the Wild 2. That shit ain't coming this year.
WarioWare.
What's coming this year? That's gonna make Nintendo have a spectacular year.
Well, I mean, it's Nintendo. Like, they can release a Smash character, and it's a spectacular year.
Chris, didn't we talk about this last time? Like, Nintendo has nothing this year.
They can release a game that another Wii U game, a Zelda game.
Yeah,
you know, remember that one, Skyward Sword.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna release Skyward Sword in July, and then they have the. It's funny enough, the online reception to the Diamond and Pearl remake was not good. People did
Whoa,
not like
whoa.
the,
Trouble in
the look of it.
Paradise.
Yeah, because people thought it was gonna look like Let's Go Pikachu, like that. And it doesn't. It looks like a weird version of the old game. Like all the characters are like squished down, like they're Game Boy characters, just
Yeah.
high res. It's just weird. I was like, what? Why would you do that? So it seemed like the reception wasn't good. But Pokemon sells, but I don't know if it will do as well as like the newer ones, like Sword and Shield or whatever. They're not going to have this spectacular year. They'll have an okay year. They'll
Yeah.
be fine, but they don't have anything like to blow you out of the water. If you think it's Breath of the Wild 2, that's going to come. That already said 2022, and I already said it's going to be March 2022. It's going to be put it 5 years after
The
the
first one.
first game. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where he's got this whole exceptional. Nintendo's not going to have an exceptional year, bro. You know? Now, Xbox, on the other hand, they do have the potential. If Halo Infinite hits like it's supposed to, they're going to have a very good year. You know? So I could definitely see it on the Microsoft end. But Nintendo, come on, bro. Come on.
Microsoft's got two of their big three. They got Forza Horizon,
Forza's looking
5,
legit.
yeah.
Forza's looking legit. Let's just be real here.
and they got Infinite. That's going to be free to play. A lot of people are going to have the opportunity to play. It's going to be on PC.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they have two big hitters. So they're looking good.
Yeah, they are.
Sony. I don't know where you came up with this. Sony hasn't announced what they're doing.
Yeah,
they already said Horizon.
Exactly. Horizon's coming. So that alone is good enough for Sony this year. You know? That alone is good enough for them.
So they got. I mean, they already released Ratchet, so that's two games. Microsoft has two big hitters, and Nintendo, you know, they had a Pokemon re-release and WarioWare. So, you know, doesn't really compare to the other companies. So,
You know, you bring
It's a
up a
little
good point, bro. Like, or at least you made me think about this. Like, by the holidays, fingers crossed, if PS5s are more readily available, if people are buying a PS5 for the first time during this holiday, they're gonna have a lot of games to buy, bro, from the past year. You know, Ratchet and Clank, Demon Souls, Horizon, like, yo, it's gonna be good. So Sony has nothing to worry about. They will have first parties. They're gonna be all right. I just take exception to the exceptional thing of Nintendo. Like, they ain't got nothing exceptional, bro.
They're not going to have as good a year as they had last year. Look how well Animal Crossing sold and Pokemon. And remember, I do their financials, their fiscal year report. They downgraded themselves. Their
Yeah, they did.
projection for next fiscal year is downgraded. Why? They knew what their schedule was going to be like. They know that they probably didn't even think Breath of the Wild 2 was going to hit in their fiscal year.
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't even have faith it would come out March 2022, which means, and if it doesn't hit then they don't have those numbers for that report, right? So that would suck. But I think it will. Like, I'm sure they'll put everything on that one to just get that week of sales.
Yeah.
Because you can see you see how things are now. I mean, like I just mentioned, RE Village did 3 million in 4 days, and there was another game that hit that like easily. So yeah, they want that quick boost to the report.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think they were confident with the Rona that they would hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, too bad they don't have another baseball team to sell, you know?
But yeah, I mean, if Nintendo is gonna do fine, I think Nintendo is gonna have good sales on their Switch. I think the biggest proponent of Switch sales is not gonna be a game; it's gonna be the Switch Pro. Next year, Breath of the Wild 2 is gonna be everyone's gonna be talking about that game. It's gonna sell like crazy.
Yeah.
Like Chris said, you know, what you said, RE5 sold, RE Village sold
3 million in 4 days. Yeah.
3 million in 4 days. I think Breath of the Wild 2 can double that easily in 4 days. 6 million. It's gonna be one of the best selling games of the. So, you know, Nintendo, they vibe through years where they don't really do shit, and they still sell like crazy. Like Switch sales are always through the roof. And all they need to do is release one huge game every other year, and then sort of like, and release a character from Smash every year, and then the boat just keeps floating.
Yeah. I mean, they'll be fine. Like everybody's gonna hear like this and go, "Oh, you're saying Nintendo's gonna fail?" No, nobody's saying that. They're not gonna have this spectacular year. I don't know where that's coming from. They're gonna be fine, but there ain't nothing to be like hype. We just said there was no hype from them,
Yeah.
and their biggest gun ain't coming out this year. So
Yeah.
There's nothing exceptional about Nintendo this year. Come on now. All right.
Maybe Metro,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's still.
Metroid
still
Metroid
kind
ain't
of-
coming.
Oh, Metro. Oh, I thought it was announced for this year. Wasn't it?
I don't think so. I hope I'm wrong because I would love to play that game. You know. But we'll see. Chris, what's going on with Metroid, man? Is it coming this year or not?
I think it was announced for October.
Oh,
I mean, look,
Yeah, Metroid 5, by the way.
Metroid
that-
Dread.
Yeah, that's
Dread.
okay. Yeah, not exceptional, but I want that game. I want that game.
October 8th.
Oh, give me that shit.
October 8th.
Give me that shit. Man, I'm in a bind right now though.
Oh,
You binding?
Because it's gonna look terrible on my television.
They need to launch that Switch Pro then.
Yeah,
Get
'cause
that
it's like-
4K bump.
It's like, okay, so I have two options. I can either play on my television, it's gonna look like ass, or I have to play it on this little ass screen with the Joy Cons, or at least in the dock mode. Or not, what do you call it? The tabletop mode or whatever.
Yeah.
This is the same problem I had with Bravely Default. I'm like, I want this game, but it looks like shit on my television. And listen, I said this on Twitter the other day. Listen, I don't give a fuck. Graphics are very important to me. If a game looks bad, I will not play it. I don't care. You know? So, there's nothing new, man. This is the reason I didn't buy a Nintendo 64. I was like, those games look terrible. I'm not playing that shit. You know? Anyway.
yeah. So
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
just to answer the question, PS5 will survive.
Oh, yeah. Come
They'll
on.
do fine. They're all going to do really well, to be honest.
Yeah. Fanboys on Twitter right now. Anyway, let's move on. Nintendo guys still coming at your boy. A whole week later, they're still mad at me over that comment I made about Shin Megami
Holy
Tensei.
shit.
It looks bad. Deal with it. You know? Same thing with Zelda. I'm sorry, graphically, looks bad too. AI said it. Do something. You know?
No, you say that, and they're like, "We're coming after your job" or some shit like that.
Idiots.
Listen, it's like that's the reality of it. But if you want to play it, play it. Look, PS2 is the best-selling console still of all time. Saying that is an insult now, but it could still be a great game. If you want to play it, play it. You know, just face the reality. Does it look like a 2021 game? No,
No,
it doesn't look good.
Even if it was let's say if it was on the level of like a Guilty Gear Strive, right? Now that's a damn good looking game, right?
Yeah.
It's still cell shaded. It's still got all that shit, but it looks amazing. I think it's just like, I think a lot of times when people just get into this tizzy where it's like when something sounds insulting that they like, they have to lose their mind. It's like, yo, do you think the game looks good? All right, so then why do you need some dude's justification that your shit looks good?
Yeah, you don't need our validation. I mean, it's like if you want to play it, play it. That's it.
Yeah.
But it's like it doesn't. Like, I'm playing Ratchet and Clank right now. It doesn't look anywhere near that. That looks amazing.
Yeah,
I look at it, I'm like,
like-
holy shit, this game looks amazing.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, bro, I just came off playing Ratchet and Clank, and you're gonna show me Breath of the Wild 2 looking like that? Really? Come on, man. Come on, bro. What the hell is wrong with you, man? Listen, if you like those bad graphics, just own up to it. Simple as that, man. You know, but of course these guys love conflating shit. You know, they're like, oh, like what's wrong? Why does everything have to be look super realistic detail? I'm not talking about the art style. I'm talking about the graphics. Graphics and art style are two different things, man. The art style in Breath of the Wild is fantastic. I think it looks great. I just wish it had better graphics. That's it. I want that art style to look as good as it possibly can. You know, like fucking Nino Kuni did. Remember, like on PS3, I'm like, this looks fucking nice. You know,
there's nothing. You can tell Tony. It's like,
yeah,
like he doesn't like Breath of the Wild for a lot of the narrative reasons.
The graphics aren't even my main issue. That's not even my main issue with the weapon fragility, the map not telling you where to go. Like there's other issues with the game without besides the graphics, but the graphics look bad. You know. Anyway, go on.
Just imagine playing that on the PC. It's like at least one dimension of
Yeah.
of the reasons why this game, at least for me and Tony,
Yeah.
like isn't that great, like gets eliminated right away.
Yeah.
You know.
Now you got to understand when Carlos and I played the first one, it was right off playing Horizon Zero Dawn, so we were
Horizon. Yeah.
like, terrible.
And I was playing it on a 4K TV back then. It was it looked washed out, man.
Yeah.
It still did. Let me put that back on 1 second.
Yeah, because when I played the Switch games on my 1080p, I was like, not bad. Play on my 4K, I'm like, oh god, I can't do this, man.
And games are only getting better looking. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got Ratchet and Clank, we got Demon's Souls, we got all these games, and you expect us to play games like that? Really? No, I'm not doing that shit. No going back, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And even though Returnal's not our type of game, Returnal looks fucking beautiful.
Looks nice. That's a next gen game.
Yeah.
You know,
gorgeous game.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
Right. Yeah, it's gorgeous. You know. By the way, it's okay for us to go off the reservation because it's only 4 of us, man. We got to fill up time. You know.
Yeah, man.
All right, moving on. Next question. Also from Mob Hits. All right, I love the can we say. Can we? But I don't think this is too controversial. Maybe we'll see. Can we say it's looking like Microsoft is in a good position to have Halo anyway? Can we say it's looking like Microsoft is in a good position to have a game of the year? And can we say that game is Halo Infinite? Possible.
I think it's possible. Yeah. I mean,
I don't think so, but I think it's possible. You know.
I think we can already, the first half of the year, we can already say there's only 2 real games that can be contenders: RE Village and Ratchet. I think those are the only 2 games that people are going to seriously consider. Second half, we have Horizon that's going to come out, or hopefully it's going to come out. Halo. God, I'm trying to think of what else could be another contender. It's not going to be Battlefield.
Nah.
But I also don't want to talk about game of the year contenders at the moment. Let's wait on that. Okay. But yeah, it could be Halo. We don't know. It's too early to tell, bro. Because the game may just be another Halo 5.
Yeah, I mean, granted they have a former Halo, one of the Halo Reach guys, or the director of Halo Reach on it. And I don't know how much he can do, and how many months he was in the driver's seat.
Wasn't he the third guy on it?
Yeah.
Like, didn't the other 2 leave?
Yeah, but it's like this is the third one now. It's like
it's the third director. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You know what? I'm going with the chat on this one. They say it's too early to tell, so it's not.
Yeah.
I would absolutely. Say that. I go with
too early. Too early. Let's move on. All right. Tumeke. Right. With Microsoft buying up studios and Herman Hulse recently coming out saying PlayStation is focusing more on creating new IPs via collaborations over acquisitions, which is the better approach? Also linked to this, Jim Ryan made a comment that you need to nurture talent and success, not just buy it. So he's basically asking, is Microsoft's approach where they just buy a studio, or is Sony's approach where they collaborate with a studio? Which one is better?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, it's like there is the sort of danger of being under the same roof and not, not having the insight, the insight to sort of to give these people the right things they need. But then again, Microsoft has had a bunch of studios that they've collaborated with, and those things didn't do well either.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I'll say.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I'll just say in this instance, in Microsoft's instance, it doesn't work because they have 2 big issues. One is they silo studios.
Yeah.
Rare. So when, Rare and Bungie and now 343. So what they do is they decide like, hey, this talent we're putting together in this studio, you are the XYZ studio. So with Bungie and 343, you are the Halo factory.
Yeah.
Right. All you do is crank out Halo. If you have any original ideas, throw them away, because when you make a new Halo and you're done, you make the next Halo. And then so Coalition is Gears, and so they have this problem with siloing talent, and just putting them into one like funnel. Like you're cranking out Gears, you're cranking out Halo, you're cranking out Forza, like that, and they can't do anything else. That seems to create a lot of tension, a lot of problems. And then when things don't work out, what happens? Things get shuttered. Lionhead gets shuttered. Bungie divests themselves, and then they have to form 343. 343 has no cohesion, so people are leaving constantly,
Yeah.
right? And they have to keep getting talent back in. So that model doesn't work. So in one instance, Herman Holtz is right that fostering talent and collaboration with studios is the better approach, right? If you do that right, so Sony is doing that right, and they do it well. But you can acquire stuff and have it work. Nintendo has done that themselves, and it has worked, bringing things into the fold and then figuring out where the talent fits and moving it around and reshaping the studios. But Microsoft doesn't seem to do that, and they seem to just take this kind of like draconian approach every time they acquire someone. They're like, okay, where's your talent lie? Okay, you make RPGs, that's what you do. So please do that. And what's our RPG IP? Okay, it's this. Okay, that's what you do. You make this, and you don't do anything else. You just do this. But that creates tension because you have creative people who want to explore different ideas, and then look at like Guerrilla Games versus Bungie. Guerrilla Games got to explore doing something else, right? Oh, we don't want to make Killzone anymore. Well, what else you got? We got this idea Horizon. Okay, go do that. And look how amazing that is. Bungie's like, hey, we want to do something. We do want to do something else. It's not Halo, but it kind of is. But with looter shooter, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We don't want that. So they're like, all right, we're out. We're out. We're gonna go to Activision and do it. Okay. So then the team leaves. Like, so that it's if buying studios and then and getting the talent to work does work, Microsoft hasn't found that formula. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Good.
to just to interject and kind of be devil's advocate, the studios, for most of the studios that other than Rare, like Coalition and 343, those weren't acquired. Those were created from the ground up in Microsoft. So that's why they've been silos for.
Wait, no, Rare's existed for a long, long time. They weren't created from the ground up.
I said other than Rare.
Oh, okay, other than Rare.
So yeah,
well,
so like,
okay, yeah. I mean, but forming the Yankees of a game studio, which is what they did after they lost Bungie and Epic didn't want to make Gears anymore. So they tried to form a studio, but they ran into the same problem. Microsoft went, from the ground up, you're just making one thing, right? It's still a problem. That draconian approach infested that because they just got talent and told them you can only do one thing.
yeah, but I'm just saying that like those studios really have nothing to do with the question because they weren't acquired or collaborated with.
Sure, but Bungie was, and I don't know what, like, I have to see what the other guys are doing, but like I think Bungie was their one of their biggest successes and their biggest fails, right? Because they siloed them into doing it. The same thing with Lionhead. It's like you're just making Fable. That's what you do. And then when they couldn't, I don't know what happened with the last one. That's when Phil Spencer went on the cancellation spree. He's like flying around the world canceling shit. Scalebound, cancel. Get the fuck out of here. He goes to England. Lionhead, close the doors. Done. You guys are done. This is it. And I'm like, whoa, okay. What did they do? But they probably were just they just got siloed into making Fable. Maybe they didn't want to do it anymore.
I think Lionhead, the biggest issue was what's his face?
Peter Molyneux.
Peter Molyneux. That motherfucker just wanted the whole fucking world. He started Milo. But anyways, I think honestly, if I were to choose from either of these options, I think acquiring is much better because I mean, just think about it. Is it better for Sony to have just kept collaborating with Insomniac, or the acquisition was much better? I think the acquisition is proving and been proven that it was much better. The whole thing with Bethesda, with Microsoft, those games are now going to be exclusive to Microsoft platforms. I think if Sony would have acquired Bethesda, I think it would have been game over.
Yeah, well, I mean, that works out in the exclusive. Yes, I agree. like, and Tony's made this point before, like with start those that's a big deal. But here's the thing: if Microsoft had acquired Bethesda, I don't know what arrangements they made with the contract and the acquisition, but if they said,
Yeah.
"Hey, all you're going to do is make Fallout and Elder Scrolls. Everything else is off the table. What is this Starfield shit? Don't test any new IPs. You are just making. I want Fallout 5, I want Elder Scrolls, and let's go. That's it. That's what you do. That would have been a disaster, right? To acquire that and okay, we got Fallout and Elder Scrolls exclusive, and then well, we have a first-person shooter, so we don't need Doom. Forget that. Like no. Like they left it alone. They said, okay, you do your thing. But that's what Sony has done with the studios it's acquired. It lets them do their thing. Like they took Insomniac off the playing field because they didn't want Microsoft to take it, right? Because Microsoft would easily said, "Hey, throw money at these guys. All right, you make Sunset Overdrive. Keep making that for us, right?"
Yeah.
No, they just took them off the field after Spider-Man. No. They're not taking these motherfuckers. We're taking them. All right. So they brought them in house, but they let them do their thing. Same thing with Ben and all that stuff. They let them do their thing. Like Guerrilla Games wasn't like Killzone. They could have just said, "You just make Killzone games. That's all we want." But they let them make other stuff.
Yeah, but I think in terms of the Bethesda stuff, if Microsoft didn't acquire Bethesda, I think Microsoft would have been in a world of hurt.
Oh yeah,
In the
easily.
long
Oh
run.
sure, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's the acquisition that's going to save Xbox in the future. With Sony, you know, they let their studios do their thing. They do have their misses, you know. But Sucker Punch and Insomniac, those have been proven, you know, that they were worth it. And if you hit a home run every 1 out of 3 studios that you acquire, I think it's well worth it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't really have anything to add. That was well said. You know, because the thing is, I kind of see like pros and cons of both approaches. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really know which benefits the consumer more. You know what I'm saying? Like I can understand, like for example, if you buy the company, it's like okay, you have all that company's assets, but you paid a fuck ton of money, right? Whereas if you just collaborate with them, you know, you may just be a time thing, but you pay less money, but you still get the exclusive. So I can see pros and cons of both sides. So I don't really know, but from the consumer standpoint, I'm like, it doesn't really matter to us, I guess. You know,
Yeah,
just go where the
even
games
like
are.
even like an acquisition that Microsoft did with the Minecraft studio. They're the Minecraft factory, but that one did prove to be
Yeah,
successful because that Minecraft rakes in money on every freaking platform. That thing's everywhere. It's
Yeah.
on phones.
And I mean, like, yeah, there's been failures on collab too. Like,
Yeah.
mentioned before, Scalebound. Scalebound did
Yeah.
not work out.
Chris, I'm going to take it
Oh,
even
yeah.
back. The Capcom 4, remember that? Or was it Capcom 5? Was it 4 or 5? But it was the Nintendo collaborated with Capcom, and only like 1 or 2 of those games actually came out.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's right. And then even more recent. Yo, where's Bayonetta 3?
Yeah,
What-
right.
You threw money at Sega,
Mhm.
right? Man, that game's man.
Yeah.
They don't even mention it. Don't even show a logo. Don't show nothing.
Nothing.
It's like memory hold that game.
All right, man. Let's move on. Next question. Up. Hill. All right. We got to do this. Manny, I'm going to rely on you a lot for this one.
All right.
All right. Also from Dumeke. All right. What are your thoughts on this whole Blue Box Game Studios noise and its supposed links to Kojima and Silent Hill? I see Konami is announcing Silent Hill merchandise, and Jeff Keighley seems like he knows more than he is saying. Is there something going on, or is all of this just gamers getting carried away?
I think of this as a lot of this as gamers getting carried away on something. First of all, I don't think if this is well, there's just set up the whole thing for those of you who do not know this.
Yeah. Set it up.
It has sort of been found out. The people seem to think that this company called Blue Box Games is another attempt at Kojima making a veiled attempt at making one of those fake indie game studios, kind of like
He
what he
thinks
did.
it's a front, basically. It's a front.
Yeah, like a front. So remember when they did the reveal of the Phantom Pain, and they had that one company, Moby Dick Studio,
Yeah.
with PT. He had 70 something studios, and released it under that. So people are thinking that this company, Blue Box Studios, is another attempt at doing this. With a little bit of deep diving some people have done, they found out that the company has had a Twitter account since 2015, which is the same time as the when Kojima Productions, around 2015 when they came around. And then also some people they've also had this history of failed games, but they were all PlayStation exclusives. So there's like at least 3 other PlayStation exclusives before this abandoned game. And then the other big thing that this game has is they have this new tech which allows them to run a live demo on your PlayStation 5. So in other words, you download an app and it essentially allows you to run the trailer live on your console, as opposed to just watching it. Kind of like the guys who did Killzone did years ago, where they had that one trailer of Killzone where it was like the bullet sort of going through all these different environments and all kinds of stuff, and it was all done with real-time graphics, and you can literally download the trailer and then literally move the camera around and look at all the assets and all that other stuff. So it'd be something like that where you can do that, but apparently that's been delayed. But people have done all kinds of deep diving. They figured out whatever the name of the guy who supposedly owns the studio, and one of the names, if you put it into a Google Translate and it's an Arabic name or something like that, it says Kojima. And then there's like the idea of Blue Box. What does Death Stranding have? They have a bunch of dumb blue boxes that you take around. There's this other thing where what was it? Another thing, BB, BB Blue Box. They're doing all these sorts of tinfoil hat theories and all kinds of stuff like that. Here's the thing: I don't think if this is another attempt at Kojima trying to do this again, I don't think that it's for Silent Hill. I think, if anything, it's for whatever new title he wants to throw out there, but I don't think it's for Silent Hill specifically. Yeah, but I don't think to be honest, I don't. I think this is kind of a lot of hooey, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's just dudes are bored during the lockdown and they got to come up with this nonsense. Because just real quick, because I had no idea about any of this stuff. This was like percolating during E3, so I was focusing on E3, and I saw it pop up on the timeline, but as soon as I read the word conspiracy, my brain just checked out. But today, some people were asking me about it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So
I actually did post about it on I posted a thing in our chat about it, and I posted
I know you posted about it. I was like, I'm like, what is this? Because I know you said this was nonsense. I'm like, all right, forget it. So somebody linked me to a Yang Ye video, and I tried 30-minute video. I saw 10 minutes of it. I turned off. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like,
I didn't watch I didn't watch any of the Yang Ye video, but I know the contents of it.
Just to be fair, the video, Yang Ye, he's a great content creator. There's nothing wrong with the video. It's just the subject was dumb. I'm like, really, guys? What the fuck are we talking about? Like, dudes are digging into this guy's name. Like, oh, he's a verified PlayStation user. Oh, he's playing a game that hasn't been released. I'm like, who the fuck cares? This is dumb. This is such a waste of time. Like, why are we doing this? Go do something else, man. This is ridiculous. So, like, if it turns out to be something great, but I think this is an absolute waste of time. You could be doing something better with your time playing the actual games than looking into this silliness.
Yeah, what I think though, oh man, it would be so amazing if this was just some game studio just duping people, that they're essentially claiming that they're connected. Letting the idea of them be connected to Kojima exist in the world just to get attention for their game. The other fun thing about this game company, they've been releasing different sorts of Steam Greenlight games, but that have never gotten anywhere. There's at least one from years in 2015. There's another one that was done later than that, and the one that they combined into making this supposed Fatal Frame looking, because they show some goofy gameplay. And
Yeah.
it's funny, they've also released another trailer for that other game on the PlayStation site, but it just went under the radar. Nobody gave a shit. But that's the one thing about people call into question is like, how is it that these guys are making all these different little game things and have been working supposedly in the industry since 2015 and not have any sort of funding? What are they doing? Is there just one guy doing it, or you're just like he's doing it on his spare time and he somehow managed to score, a PlayStation exclusive contract? You know?
Yeah. Hold on.
That's the thing that people have been pulling out.
This is Kishak. What's going on, brother? He goes, but why would a developer put this much pressure on them and no one from Sony or Konami shutting it down? Who is putting pressure on who? Am I missing something here?
Well, no, there's a lot of I mean, I don't know what pressure he's talking about.
I don't know.
To be honest. There's no pressure going on. It's just a bunch of people thinking that it's a Kojima game.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of bored people coming up with crazy shit, man. This is one of the things I can't stand about this industry, man. It's just so much speculation, so many rumors, so much conspiracy. Like,
well, it's almost exactly the way this looks is almost exactly how people have been. You know, whenever people would see a Luden statue in the background of somebody's in somebody's background, they automatically think, oh, they're working on a Kojima game.
Yeah, or Chris was Phil Spencer. He had a Luden statue or something, and all of a sudden it's like, like, oh my god, he's gonna buy Kojima. He's gonna buy the actual human being Hideo Kojima. You know,
gonna buy Kojima. So I feel like this. Don't get too deep in this shit. To be honest,
silly.
And
it's a waste of time.
And supposedly this game studio has supposedly have this app was supposed to release on the 21st, and now it's being delayed to the 25th. To be honest, it's like, just don't add too much to this shit.
I'm gonna say this right now because Kishak goes, they're gonna piss off a lot of people if it isn't Silent Hills. It's not Silent Hills. It's just an indie game, and that's it. People are just going fucking crazy.
I think again, if I say this, if this is. I think to be honest, it's boring because it's Kojima just if it's Kojima doing this shit, it's the most boring bullshit retread.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you did this already, you know?
You did this shit like two other times. I'm going to say that if it's somebody trying to dupe y'all motherfuckers out there who being crazy ass, and he's just letting it go saying, oh, hey, I'm totally not connected with Kojima.
And then there's a Jeff Keighley connection somehow.
Well, Jeff Keighley, commented on some footage and said this looks interesting, and
is that what it was like? Oh, Jeff Keighley said it was interesting, and he's friends with Hideo Kojima. So there we go.
He's following them too.
So,
they're following him.
Who cares?
That's all they're looking into. Yeah, Jeff Keighley's on there supposedly following him, and then all these other people just following, just jumping up this account, waiting to see what will happen. It's silly stuff.
Oh my god! All right, let's move on because I'm already getting a headache from this.
It is. It's
stupid. It's stupid.
I looked into it a little bit, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck this shit. To be honest, and then again, I said this the last time when Kojima tried to pull this bullshit. Number one. Why do you have to pretend that you're a fucking an independent studio, taking any sort of attention away from a legitimate independent studio that could be doing something for their game? Just because you're motherfucking Kojima and you can just drop a hammer somewhere and start taking up spotlights. No, man, that's not cool.
If that's the case.
If that's the case, but again, I said this the last time. Listen, Kojima, stay in your lane. Do what you do. Yes, you're a AAA developer, and you can walk out on the street and say, "Hey, I'm making a game," and everybody will flock to your ass. Don't be playing this backdoor bullshit where you're like, "Oh, hey, I'm an independent studio. I got this crazy game." Come on, man.
I gotta blow my nose.
I want to blow my nose. No, it's like, come on, man. That's not cool. Like, again, we could be, if this is an independent, if it's great. And also the other funny thing about this is it's getting so much attention and the game doesn't even look any good.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are we? And the voice acting was bad too.
the voice acting's bad and stuff like that, and yet they have a PlayStation. So that's why everybody's like sensitive about it. Like, oh, why are they still around?
People have too much time on their hands. All right, I want to move on. I'm done with this. It's still stupid.
Yeah.
All right, John Christ, who's been joining us in the chat all night. What's going on, brother? First question of the night from Mr. Christ. Not our savior, Christ, the other one. You know, not my savior though. My savior is Kratos, man.
Xavier.
Yeah,
My Xavier is Professor X.
yeah. Ooh, I like that one. My savior, not my savior, my Xavier. All right. If Microsoft delivers a new first-party game every 3 months as planned, do they? Oh shit! I think I misread the question a little bit. I changed the numbers. I thought it was 3 games a month. Like, damn, Microsoft, you got it like that, bruh. If Microsoft delivers one new first-party game every 3 months, reasonable. Do they have enough studios in rotation at this point to release quality games? Emphasis on quality, or will they potentially be pumping out a ton of AA, possibly episodic titles like Valve ended up doing in the end? Here's the thing: they don't need to be making up AAA games all the time. You can have some indie games. You can have some AA's. You know, as a matter of fact, we saw their show. That's exactly what they're going to give you: mix of everything. So, I mean, here's the thing: games, just like anything, 99% of games are crap. Just keep that. This goes with anything. 99% of anything is crap. So you can't expect gold all the time. But I think they have the potential to not deliver as much crap, I guess. You know.
In terms of potential, they definitely have potential. Once every 3 months, that's 4 games a year.
Yeah, that's not bad, man. That's a lot. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And and to the harder question, Carlos, do they have enough studios? Yes, they do. They have a lot. You know,
they probably have more ammunition than every major publisher.
They do, yeah. Because I mean, think about it. They already had, what was it? Like 26 studios just on their own, and then you throw in the Bethesda studios. Come on, bro.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, get a Bethesda game every year, because Bethesda has the ability to release at least one game, whether it's the Doom team, whether it's the Bethesda team, whether it's the people who make Deathloop or whatever. Like those, they had, or what's the name of that new game that got announced during E3?
Redfall.
Redfall.
Yeah.
They have enough studios just within the Bethesda umbrella to release a game a year. And then they got their other studios with Ninja Theory, who does a lot of AA stuff, but it's pretty consistent. With their Hellblade and all that, they have that coming. They got obviously 343, the Coalition. So yeah, they definitely have enough to release one game every 3 months, even quality game. Not necessarily AAA, but
quality for sure. I think you pretty much answered it. They definitely have the ability to do that. All right. Moving on, next question. Our favorite game company. Too bad Brian's not here because he would defend them. With CD Projekt Red's announcement that they'll start working on simultaneous AAA games next year, how much more do you think they'll invest in Cyberpunk, and why? What's the final blowback from all this? That's a separate question right there. Didn't they announce they're going to be working on some more Cyberpunk content, and we were like, why?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
well, there was a part of the docket of it. There was supposed to be some Cyberpunk DLC.
I think they need to just stop it. Like, release the next gen version as promised, and then leave the game alone. The game bombed. It's a failure. That's it. It's over.
Yeah, they just need to get to the point where Cyberpunk is fixed, and like you guys mentioned, the next gen versions are out. And just move on, man.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. Maybe they could salvage it. Because think about it. Sea of Thieves is getting DLC, and it's apparently a fixed game. Fallout 76 is now apparently a fixed game. We already know about what's that? No Man's Sky.
Carlos. What is the difference? Okay, what do all 3 of those games have in common that that Cyberpunk doesn't have?
Not AAA.
No. All those games are online games. it comes with the expectation that those games are always persistent, will always get updates. Single player games don't get that kind of luxury, man.
Well, and that's another thing. I always assumed that the multiplayer was going to come out later.
Yeah, that didn't go anywhere. I don't even know if it's still in development.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's full of fallout of this game. It's still happening, man. Dudes are leaving the company. They're getting sued. It's a mess. And again, I always ask this question: like, was it worth it? Was it worth releasing an undercooked game for all this? And all they had to do was delay it for a year and cancel the last gen version. The game's going to be back on PSN, right? Sony is literally telling people, buy this game on PS4. Buy it to play it on PS4 and PS5. If you play it on PS4, we can't be held responsible for what happens. Sony's literally saying this. That's how broken this game is. This was not meant for last gen, And Carlos, this goes back to the whole thing. You can't just scale games up and down. Clearly, you can't with this fucking game, Yeah. So they fucked up. They really should have just delayed it a full year, and avoided all of this shit.
Boy, I think it went past that. Think about the hack.
Yeah,
all that information that came out. I mean, that the roots of it wasn't Cyberpunk to begin with.
Yeah, and I said this on the show. I guarantee you, had that game been good, that hack probably wouldn't have happened. People would have been pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think the reason why they hacked it is because it had so much attention for being a disaster.
Exactly.
Unfortunately for the people working, within CD Projekt Red. I still think it could come back. The game is a failure PR wise. Financially, it was a success.
It was
because it's made a lot of fucking money. I think it can come back, especially if they announce multiplayer. If they announce multiplayer and it's good, it can come back. Otherwise, if you don't have multiplayer, don't just leave it alone. Fix the game, and just leave it alone. Work on something else.
Yeah, I think it's done, man. That's it. Cyberpunk is done. All right, moving on. Okay, so all the following questions will be leftover questions. So it's gonna be a bunch of random stuff right now. No real cohesion there, but we want to clean the slate because we didn't answer these because of E3. So let's get into it. First up, our boy Illustrated Dio. First question. What would be your next system seller fighting game title developed under Xbox? My answer: Bloody Roar or Clay Fighters. I don't know about those, bro. Bloody Roar would be good though. Not Clay Fighters. We don't need that.
Yeah, Clay Fighters was never a good game, to be honest.
Yeah, Bloody Roar was good though. Should we just say it? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Microsoft owns a AAA fighting franchise, Killer Instinct.
Yeah,
they own Killer Instinct. To be honest, it's
by the way, quick apologies. Let's hold back on that because I actually skipped the question.
Okay.
This was it because I'm like, I fucked up. Do we need a new Killer Instinct?
Yes.
I think so.
Absolutely. And the last one was great. It was a great game. It was a great fighting game. And this is coming from me. I love Street Fighter. I'm a Street Fighter guy, and I have a hard time switching to like when I play Mortal Kombat games, my brain doesn't work. Brain breaks. I can't there's something about the way Street Fighter controls and stuff, and I need to do that. Like I could get into Marvel vs. Capcom even though it's a little different, but I cannot play Mortal Kombat. I get stupid. So Killer Instinct is like one of the closest things to where if you apply Street Fighter basics, you're fine.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Yeah, Mortal Kombat is a whole other beast,
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of ties in with Dio's question. So yeah, it's Killer Instinct. That's what we need. That's what Xbox needs to have a really killer fighting game.
Absolutely.
So I don't really have much more to say about that. Get Killer Instinct.
Yeah, I mean it's always good for Microsoft to just have more of a diversified platform. Having a prominent fighting game on their side that's like exclusively to Microsoft, it's always a good look.
Yeah.
And like I didn't play the last Killer Instinct game, but yeah, I've been hearing good things about it, so keep it going.
Man, I haven't played Killer Instinct since the Super Nintendo, man.
Is it good, man?
That's how long it's been.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hey, Chris,
Yeah.
what was the last Killer Instinct game? Maybe I did play it.
You probably
What
did.
the one on
The one on
Xbox? Yeah, the one on Xbox One. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I
I
played
never
that one.
played. I never played the one on Super Nintendo. I tried to play that game in the arcade, and everybody I fought just 100% comboed me.
Oh,
I was like,
shit.
this game is fucking cheap as shit. I hate this game.
Yeah, that game was
there's-
super easy to cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, the Super Nintendo port was a port of that one, of the arcade.
Yo, man, just use fucking Sindor and do that little spinny thing where you spin into people. Just woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, that's
Cheap
it, man.
motherfuckers, man.
That was some cheese ass shit, man.
Well, the computer would do that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, Killer Instinct, bring it back.
I would do
bring
that
it back.
shit too, dude.
Yeah,
Give a fancy new Killer Instinct game. You know, to be honest, it's like none of the first part, with the exception of Nintendo. Sony don't got no fighting game, right now that's exclusive, that's specifically for their console.
Whoa. Sony has like the market on fighting games exclusives, man.
Not made by them.
No, not made by them.
First
No. Yeah,
First
but like,
party.
yeah. Okay, gotcha. Because I'm like,
First party
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
First party fighting games. They don't have like
no, they don't.
that first party fighting game. But
Yo,
Microsoft
man.
does. Nintendo does.
Yo, man, what you guys talking down about PS Battlestar Royale? Man?
Yo, man.
PS
that game
All
ain't-
Stars.
Where,
Yeah.
where is that game? I don't see it.
Yeah, right. Nobody's playing that. Riku may be still playing it on his Vita.
He's playing on his Vita. He's rocking it. But Sony doesn't actually have their own. Well, Nintendo and Microsoft does. So yeah, bring out another Killer Instinct. Do another. Whatever the pass or whatever you want to do with that thing. And it did really well for them. So
Hold on, Logic
Yeah.
wins. Which game does Sony have? A fighting game that's exclusive to
don't
only-
say Guilty Gears because that's not first party.
That's not first
don't
party.
say Street Fighter because that's not first party either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What do they got?
They don't have anything first party. They don't.
They don't got nothing.
Yeah.
They do have fighting games that are exclusive to the PlayStation
Yes.
console, but they are not first party exclusives.
Yeah.
Like what Microsoft and what Nintendo has.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Because Nintendo. I mean, PlayStation right now is the fighting game machine, obviously, but none of those are first party.
Yeah,
If we are wrong,
granted-
please correct us.
And granted, the thing about it is that also with so many of those games being exclusive to the PlayStation, they kind of don't need to.
Yeah.
If you think about it, because
lot-
they have
yeah.
they have all these third parties sort of filling in the first party, filling in the exclusive space.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, exactly. Logic Win said we're right. Yeah, man, dude. Like, because we thought about, like, they don't have anything.
no, they don't.
They
got
really
any
don't.
first-party ones.
And it's kind of weird. Like, Sony doesn't. They're kind of missing that. Like, everybody's talking about, Microsoft's making fighting games. They have one. They have Killer Instinct. Sony doesn't have nothing.
Yeah, they don't have anything.
Tekken. That's not first party though, bro.
That's not a first party one.
Yeah, we're talking about first party games.
Yeah,
fighting
they've
games.
never had. They've actually never. Well, maybe in
Just
the past.
fighting.
well,
Just All Stars. That's the only one.
All Stars is their one internally developed
Yeah.
game, and it's kind of a rip off of Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, it is.
To be
Yeah,
honest.
that's why it sucked. All right, let's move on. All right. Oh, by the
Now
way,
the
by the way, and I wasn't saying that that All Stars is a bad like a bad version of Smash Brothers. I'm saying Smash Brothers is bad in general. All right. Moving on to the next question, also from Dio. Which previous media service would you prefer to make a return to current gen gaming hardware? My answer: PlayStation Home and user live streaming service that was similar to Twitch on PS4. I don't remember that last one. I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, I know Xbox had that, where
Yeah.
you could essentially, like, if multiple people could watch like Netflix and stuff together, and
Yeah.
you'd see like the Mystery Science Theater 3000. But that's like
PlayStation
old
Home had
school.
something like that. Yeah, PlayStation Home.
Yeah,
had something like that.
PlayStation Home had something like that, but it was garbage because it never ran right. Because
I've kind of-
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I kind of answered this before, but I would do folding at home with a twist.
Oh shit! With
Instead
a
of just folding at home, you'll just mine crypto.
there you go.
Oh shit.
See, I would say bring back Core because I like that on PlayStation, but it's kind of pointless having a monthly gaming thing when you get gaming news every day, every hour.
Yeah, And Core, you had to subscribe to, didn't
Yeah,
you?
to subscribe. Yeah. I did. I like Core a lot, but even back then, it's like, why am I did it for the production value and shit, but it's like this is already old news already, you know. But yeah, I don't. Here's the thing: I buy consoles to play games. I don't really care about this other stuff, you know. It's all fluff. What about you guys? Want any of this old stuff to come back?
Nah. I never played. I
Yeah.
tried PlayStation Home in the first place, so it's like I know you guys did. I never. I don't think I ever once. One time. One time I fired a PlayStation Home to watch a PlayStation show, an event, and they said, "Oh, you could fire a PlayStation Home and watch it." What a colossal fucking mess that was. To have the virtual thing and then to go into the theater or wherever to watch it. That was a pain in the ass. I just fucking ended it. I just went to Twitch or wherever and watched it. I was like, fuck this.
Well, Chris, here's the issue with all of this stuff, and home. It was always clunky. It was never good. The reason why people loved home is because they fell in love with the idea of home. It's like, oh, yo, man, I'm gonna get my buddies. I'm gonna take them to my crib and show off all my trophies, man. It's gonna, we're gonna do
that never
this. We're gonna
happened.
watch Netflix.
Yeah.
None of that shit ever happened. So people were in love with the idea of home, and it's like they every time they went into the hub, they always thought of the possibilities of what would happen, and they just never came to fruition. So.
Yo, Logic Win, shout out to you, bro. He goes, Meredith Molinardi. Yeah, she was fucking hot. She was the host of a Core, and I believe she also hosted the tester, the redhead girl.
Mm-hmm.
Fine woman. I wonder what she's up to. You know, but yeah, I agree with you, Carlos. People like the idea of home because the actual home was Again, it was
really
interesting. It was it was kind of cool for a little bit, but yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Home is the only thing where I actually made an avatar that looks like me because I'm like, it's supposed to be me. Because in other games, I'm like, I'm not trying to play as me. I'm trying to play as the guy in the box, you know. But home is supposed to be you. But hey, they had the hip hop gamer belt, you know. So there's that.
Yeah, it's funny. I never actually got that.
Yeah, I didn't get it, but I did see people with it, you know. He should have hooked us up with a free code or something, man.
Well, we didn't know him full like that back then. Like,
yeah, we knew him. We knew him enough. All right, moving on.
I mean, I would say home would be interesting, but
Fuck home.
I would say the implementation would have to be better. If we're gonna make a whole virtual world, make that shit run a lot more seamless than what it did, because it was clunky as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about John Shaw now for all you old school Warzone guys. Fuck home. Shit's a dollhouse.
I mean, the thing about it, can't be denied that they literally Sony dipping their toe into the Second Life realm.
That's
the
what it was. Yeah.
What virtual world didn't make them any money. I mean, come on, people were paying buy them stupid little clothes, those little suits and things that you get. When you play games like Red Dead Redemption or a bunch of other games, they had all kinds of exclusives that would just show up inside a home for you to play. To put on and decorate your stupid little fake house.
Yo, Manny, I like how you say Sony dipping their toes, because they essentially do that for everything.
Yeah,
they don't go.
This home could have been. They could have really put some real development into the home space, but they really didn't. It's just a toe dip, just like the PlayStation Vita or the PSP
PlayStation VR
or the PlayStation VR. All this stuff is toe dips.
Or the Move.
Or PlayStation Now, toe dips.
Yeah, I know you're right about that. All right, man. Move on to the next question. This one is from Black Metal Gamer. All right. What are some games with the dumbest names? Examples: Kingdom Hearts 358 and a half days, or Bravely Default. What comes to mind? What are some dumb name games? Yo, Riku, The Legend of Heroes. I'm sorry. The most generic fucking name game. The Legend of Heroes. All right, bro.
To be fair, the original name might be sounding better because it's probably. I mean, it's gonna be in Japanese.
Yeah, the Legend of Heroes. Yeah, that sounds better. Oh man, no, there's some bad name games out there, you know.
The Yeast games. I don't know. There's
Yeah,
some
like
titles that make no
John
sense.
Cleta and shit.
Riku's about to cancel us
Rico,
right
yeah,
now,
you're
man.
shitting on his games right now, man.
Mhm.
It's not good. The names are fucking weird.
Yeah. You know what I'm mad at, and it's in my mind right now because of Final Fantasy Origin, right? Quantum Theory. Why are you calling it quantum? There's nothing quantum. There's no science in that at all. You know, it's just some big Gears of War ripoff guy,
Dude. And then he's tossing a fairy at
Yeah.
people. I don't know.
So I'm
what
like,
the
why are you
fuck
calling
is
this game
that?
Quantum Theory? That's
That's
nothing
why
to do with
Quantum
quantum.
of
Yeah, Quantum of
like
Solace.
Quantum of Solace was a horrible fucking name.
Yeah, and that wasn't even
That
a
was
good
a
James Bond
movie.
movie. Yeah, it wasn't even a good
Yeah,
movie either. Like,
that
it was
wasn't.
okay, you know, but you know, that was the one after Casino Royale, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that
Yep,
was.
yep.
Yeah, I was like, bro, you don't come after Casino Royale. Casino Royale is fucking amazing, right?
Oh yeah,
And you come on Quantum Solace, nah.
that's probably the worst James Bond.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig movie.
I'm saying this based off of absolutely nothing. Stop putting quantum in your names, man. You know,
Quantum Break?
Yeah, Quantum Break. I like that game though. It was good.
It was a good game, like from what everyone
And it
says.
actually
I
had
didn't play
quantum
it.
shit going on in there. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that for Quantum of Solace.
Yeah. No. Yeah. What else? Yeah, those Kingdom. What was it? The new near 0.047, like a fucking 50 million numbers and shit. You know.
Okay. Yeah. Between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, whatever they were naming those fucking games was weird.
And I'm sorry, I love Final Fantasy, right? You can't put a 2 after another number. Like, no! Final Fantasy X2. What? Final Fantasy 13 2. Like, wait, no, we mean 15? Are we doing math here? You know? And then what about Call of Duty 4, where it was like 4 like slashes? I'm like, no, it's V, IV, man. Like, no. It's IV, not V, I.
Yeah, with Black Ops, they just was like, just put another slash.
We doing our own numbers, you know, or maybe they were doing like what the prison numbers, or like I guess the fifth one they would do a slash over it or whatever, you know.
The funny thing about Nier is that number, it just boils down to 0.5 because it's not like a remake. It's just it's for the most part it's the same game with some nice little sweep ups. They didn't want to call it remastered, but as with normally with Yoko Taro shit, he's got to do the long way around.
I got a couple. Demon's Souls.
Demon Souls. Like, why you got to be demons?
It's demons because there's multiple demons in the game. It's not a demon soul. It's the demon's soul.
Yeah, but I mean, it's more describing souls of a demon, and there's multiple demons. It just doesn't flow right for me.
I don't have a problem with it.
God of War.
Got it. Why is that?
Yeah, I know. You guys are looking at me like that.
No, I need to explain.
Yo, man, you gotta explain this.
Yeah, you gotta
can't
explain
just
that.
Drop this.
Why is there 2 God of Wars in the freaking franchise?
Okay. That makes
Oh
sense.
yeah, you like Tomb Raider, like when they did that, you know.
And this is more of this is the same like studio, the same actual franchise, like the same actual timeline or whatever. You know, it's the same story.
Yeah.
It's that stupid soft reboot mentality, right?
Yeah, a lot of things. Yeah, God of War is not the only one that's ever done shit like that, you know.
Yeah, where they've essentially but most of the time, whenever they do those sorts of go back to square one names, it's usually a total reboot of the franchise. It's like it's Tomb Raider, but it's actually Tomb Raider, the first game, redone, as opposed to, or like for God of War, it's like it's sort of a weird soft reboot of the God of War franchise. Yeah, why didn't they just call it God of War? Gold Hand or whatever the
Yeah.
hell you want to call it. You know?
By the way, I'm going to cheat right now. I'm on VG247. They have a list of bad game names. Let's go through these.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Warface. That's a bad one.
Warface, yes.
I like this one. Remothered, tormented fathers.
What?
Remothered, tormented fathers. All
Well,
right.
I
Are these indie games?
Warface was an actual game though. This is a Nintendo DS game. Touch Dick.
Wait, what? Excuse me.
DIC. But
Oh, I think they did that one on purpose.
this is a Nintendo game, you know. Oh, here. This is great. This isn't really a game. It's a Korean dictionary for the Nintendo DS. I've included it here because it is called Touch Dick. Fair enough, brother. You know.
Okay.
Big Mother Truckers 2 Truck Me Harder. That's
Oh, yeah. They did that on
They're
purpose.
self-aware on
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue.
That's
Yep.
what I mean. The Kingdom
that's
Hearts
horrible.
games, man.
How do you have a
That's-
final chapter? That's a prologue. What?
That's the crazy ass Tetsuya Nomura.
Oh my god, I remember this one, Manny. Remember Melty Blood?
Melty Blood.
Melty Blood.
Oh my
That's
God.
a fighting game.
That's
Yeah.
a fighting game.
It's
Yeah.
a fighting game.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Melty?
It's a Melty Blood. All right, I'm gonna read the full name. Melty Blood Actress Again Current Code.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
it
a
was
lot
like
of
an anime
Japanese
fight.
games.
It was like-
yeah.
It was like an anime fighter type of
Yeah.
game. It's actually it's actually animated really nicely.
Yeah, no, I remember that looking nice.
Yo, it used to be at Evo.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it at Evo.
Melty Blood.
Melty Blood, yeah.
Hyperscape. I don't think that's one too bad.
Hyperscape? Nah.
Stealth Bastard. I like that name.
Stealth Bastard.
I like that one.
Yeah, I feel like that's something you might have said. Yo, man, that's a stealthy bastard.
This is a stealthy bastard. All right, that's all VG427 had. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Here we go. CNET. 30 dumbest video game titles. See what they have here. Tongue of the Fat Man. I actually remember that fucking game.
Tongue of the Fat Man. Oh my god.
Spanky's Quest. Oh, they also have Touch Stick in here. If it moves, shoot it. I like that name though.
Yeah, that sounds like if it bleeds, kill it.
Yeah. Oh god. There's a leisure shoot Larry game, but let's got the name of this one. Passionate Patty in Pursuit of the Pulsating Pectorals.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, well, Leisure Suit Larry games were like that. They had silly names.
Yeah. Barbie Horse Adventure. That's not really stupid though.
No, it is what it is.
Yeah. Attack of the Mutant Camels. Well, that tells you what the game's about. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with that. That's not a bad No, that's not bad. Ninja Hamster. No, that's not a bad title. Come on, guys. You're just picking bad games now, you know?
Yeah, there's a difference between bad games and bad
Okay, I like this one. This is a bad game, though, probably. Ninja Baseball Batman. Batman, 2 words. Two words, Batman.
Batman.
Ninja Baseball Batman.
Can I give an honorable mention to a game that has an amazing name and also a name that sounds stupid?
Okay.
Sure.
Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Well, any Japanese game has like stupid names. Like fucking Metal Gear's a dumb ass fucking name.
Yeah, it is.
Metal Gear.
Yeah, we could probably just list off a bunch of Japanese games, you know?
No, yeah, like because it's like it's English because it's essentially them taking two names and sort of taking and slapping them together. Like, come on, Solid Snake.
Yeah.
Revolver Oz. There's like just these two names that shouldn't go together.
Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together.
Tactics Ogre.
Yeah, there's a bunch of names that are like, wait, what? What's going on here? Anyway, we're done with this question. Good stuff.
Kingdom Hearts is also kind of a dumb
Kingdom
name
Hearts
too.
is bad, yeah.
But then they had to add on the sub names.
Yeah, oh my god. You know? Alright, next up. Also, Black Metal Gamer. What were some of the first licensed games that disappointed you at a young age? My example, Bart versus the Space Mutants. The first one that came to mind is fucking Silver Surfer, man. I was like, yo,
Silver
this
Surfer.
sucked.
Or any of the games made by Ocean.
Yeah, they were bad.
All those X-Men
Ocean
games,
or LJN.
or LJN,
Yeah.
yeah. Ocean or LJN. Those games are horrible.
You know,
Yeah. Oh, I remember Silver Surfer Freddy. I couldn't even beat a
neither
stage.
could I. Yeah, the first one couldn't beat
Holy
it.
shit!
The
Another
first one that comes,
Friday the
the first
13th.
one. All right, man. Let's settle down with that.
Because that was bad.
For you.
For you.
I think the first one that I can think of, I'm pretty sure there's one before it, but the first one I can think of, and it pisses me off because it's the most obvious one, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that one," is fucking Superman 64.
Oh yeah,
That game played like ass, especially considering even during the 64 era, there were better games that kind of like Star Fox 64 kind of moved that way, like in that kind of like moving around and through an environment like that, and it did it way better than that fucking game. That game just fucking sucked.
Yeah. Tumek is in there. He goes, Ghostbusters, Atari. Oh wow, I didn't know how bad that must have been. Bad. E.T. That's another one. You know.
Yeah, that's the mother of bad licensed games.
Yeah. Manny, do you remember what the first licensed game you played? Were like, oh wow, this is terrible.
I mean, that would be E.T. That is the worst. I played that game. I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. How do you play this?
And Chris, your answer is also Silver Surfer.
Oh yeah, I mean that, and well, there's Friday the 13th. Also, the Nightmare on Elm Street game on NES.
Yeah, that was bad.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that was bad.
Mm-hmm. Again, what was that? A LJN or?
That was LJN. Also, Predator.
Predator was bad. Yeah, I played Predator. I was just about to say that Predator.
One boss was a giant predator head, just floating. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
That was bad. That was terrible, man. And I remember in like the 2000s, all those like licensed superhero games and shit, based on movies, like, ugh, you know. Remember the Sega Iron Man ones? The Robert Downey Jr. was like, ugh.
Fucking terrible.
Those were bad. Those were bad. You know, and I remember the Captain America game came out. I'd be like, "Whoa, shit! This is actually good."
Yes.
Yeah, but it's Superman 64. That's bad. Thankfully, I never played it. I was spared that.
So Batman Dark
The
Tomorrow.
upper room case says cool spot. Remember that?
Yo, man, that game was good, man. I don't care what anybody says. That game was good.
Licensed games were weird back then because like the Disney games were good, man. You know?
Yeah.
Yes, they were. The Virgin Interactive.
They had guys like Capcom making games for them. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
The Aladdin, the Lion King game, fucking Toy Story was great. Yeah, it's really good. I just laughed because
the upper room so said the Noid. Remember that shit? And they tried to bring this motherfucker back. The Noid.
Oh no, he's been showing up in the new commercials. They've been Domino's has been advertising the fact that they have like drone pizza delivery cars.
You know, it's funny.
And the Noid shows up in it.
Wasn't that the catchphrase, avoid the noise? Like, no, avoid Domino's, bro.
Yeah, Domino's pizza is horrible.
Trash. All right, man. Moving on. I like that one. That was fun. This one is also from Black Metal Gamer, but sponsored by Mr. Romulan.
Mr. Romulan.
Mr. Romulan. Right. How many let me finish this question because even I'm like, bruh. How many PS5s need to be sold worldwide in order to stop making PS4 games? It's not about how many PS5s are sold. It's about how many games, how many more games are sold on PS5 versus PS4. That's what it's about. You know, It's not about console sales. You know. Mm-hmm. So when they see that, like, oh, these games are selling more on PS5 than PS4. All right, time to shutter this thing. That's how it's always worked. You know.
Yep.
So, because think about it, if you have like twice as many PS5s with more people buying a PS4 version, they're not going to discontinue the PS4. You know, hypothetically speaking.
Exactly, and they can see engagement too. Like, we're in a new age of consoles now. They see all the data from the time you turn your console on, when you earn trophies, how many trophies you have. They have all this metadata. So if people, if 80% of the PS4 market is still playing and using their consoles, well into PS5, getting into the like 50, 60, 70 million units active, and you still see PS4 in that number or higher still have engagement, they won't stop making PS4 games. So like look at this base. They're still playing. They're still active. Their PS Plus accounts is on PS4. If you have that kind of engagement, you won't stop making games. When that engagement drops and PS5 starts overtaking it, and you have to overtake it at a ratio of 80-20, right? That's usually the sweet spot.
Yeah.
That's when your other markets diminish. And you know who taught me that? Reggie taught me that.
There you go.
So that's a very important number. The 80-20 rule is a real
80-20.
thing.
Yeah. No, 80-20 rule exists in a lot of things too, you know. Just like 99% of most things are crap, you know. It's true because you got a lot of filler, a bunch of nonsense. And I'm talking about just anything, you know.
Yeah.
Although with American comics now, it's more like 99.9999%, you know.
Just read manga now, man.
Rough, boy. Don't tell it to the comic book guys. They don't like that you're buying manga, you know.
Hey, I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, well, you don't. Yeah, well, you're not crazy.
Well, you know, to be honest, when it comes to that sort of stuff, you got to realize why you're losing. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big thing out there. How are we? We're obviously not effectively, you know, capturing the eye of the young audiences. So what's happening? We're losing to a foreign product.
How it is, man. All right. Moving on. Simple question to answer. I like that one. This is from Brooklyn Bear, our homie, Mr. Jose Polanco. All right. He was hanging out with J&L this weekend. Also, yo, Joey, bro. I by the way, I saw Joey. He's one of those guys who wears 2 masks outside, bro. You've been vaccinated, bro.
Well, I mean, you know, Joey, you know, because
I think he's a little.
had it.
Yeah, he had it, but you know, I think you're good, bro. You know, I wanted to breathe better. You know.
I mean, when I got my mask, I got the little filter inside of it.
You got 2 masks on though.
No, well, I mean, it's not 2 masks. It's like a mask and it's got a filter inlet.
Yeah. No, when I saw Joey with 2 masks, I'm like, I almost couldn't breathe. I'm like, bro.
Well, I mean, he's I think the ones that he's just using off the market masks.
He has one that's like a regular medicine mask, right? And then on top of that, he has like a cool like ninja mask. You know.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's one of them is the medical mask, and my guess is he's using because it's the other one is the filter because those cheapy masks that you supposedly get, that you can buy it like most like they have like drawings and stuff on there. Those aren't guaranteed to
that makes sense,
block anything. So the reason why he's probably
he's probably doing it for aesthetic reasons. You know.
Yeah, he was covering over the mask that really does the work. With a really cool one.
Yo, Joey, get one of those black masks from Fat Kid Deals, bro, so they match. You know, because his cool mask is black, but the other one was blue. You know. By the way, did I tell you about that? Like the last time I was in the city, like I went into the train station, got on the train, and then when the train started running, I'm like, oh, I didn't have my mask on this entire time, and there were cops everywhere. They didn't say shit. You know.
Well, I mean, to be, well, after that one time when somebody in New York got their ass whipped by the cops. They called that shit into question.
Yeah, that is true. We're getting off track. Anyway, shout out to Joey, man. You know, by the way, shout out to Joey, especially for the Ratchet and Clank review, man. He did all this cool stuff to it. You know, I like how he put the rift in there in the title. You know,
yeah, man. I was very impressed. I'm like, Tony, who'd you get to do this?
And I'm like, you know who?
I know.
Yeah, no, shout out to Joey, man. All right. Which company will? This one's kind of fun. Which company will show the next project that will never be released? Deep Down, Scalebound, The Agent.
I say The Agent.
No, but I mean, which company do you think is going to be the culprit? Like, you know what? Like which company you think is going to announce a game that will never see the light of day?
Oh, the next Agent or the next Deep
Down?
The
next Agent, the next Scalebound. Which company will it be?
I would say I'm gonna go with Capcom again.
I think they're due for another one.
Yeah, I think they're due for another game that will never come out.
Yeah, that was my answer to Capcom. You know, just because of Scalebound, not Scalebound. Oh my God,
Deep Down.
Deep Down. Yeah, Scalebound. Kamiya's game, right?
Dragon, the dragon one.
Scalebound.
Yeah, that one's supposed to be Kamiya.
Yeah. All right.
There's rumors that parts of Kamiya's game became near.
Oh, I heard about that. Actually, you heard the other rumor, right? That Kamiya spent all the development money on Scalebound to do it on Nier Automata. That's the rumor. So take that how you will. Carlos, what's going to be the next company that's going to have their version of the agent?
Oh man,
It's a tough one.
maybe it is a tough one. I think. Oh, I gotta. What if this will be spicy? What if the initiative never comes up with that game?
Holy shit.
That'll drive people crazy, man. The Sony fanboys are never gonna let that go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that. I mean, it's a hard question. I think the initiative will do it, but
all right,
we'll
Chris,
see.
have fun with it, man.
Oh, for me, we're already there. It's Ubisoft.
Oh, I kind of had them as my second one. Yeah. The Avatar.
Somebody explained to me where it's Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's your agent.
You right, man. You right. Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
they're right there. I'm like, holy shit. They even said at E3 like 2 or 3 years ago, don't even ask about that game. I'm like, god damn, bro. You don't have any news back then. Like now we're 2021. It's like, we got another Just Dance, baby. Just Dance. You don't need it. You don't need Beyond Good and Evil. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, Chris, you said Ubisoft. I don't know if you were thinking about this. The pirate game. What the fuck is that?
Oh, Skull and Bones,
yeah.
the second one. They're batting 1,000 with it. They took the title. Yeah, Skull and Bones. That shit is vaporware too.
Oh man. By the way, this is kind of off topic, but still kind of on. It's like you guys have been talking about this forever. Nothing happens. So I was watching. It was like the Arthur. Or was it Isaac Asimov like debate, right? Neil deGrasse Tyson, a bunch of all these like scientists, right? So this was the 10th anniversary, and they're like, oh, for our 10th anniversary, we're going to revisit the topic of the theory of everything, right? And now it's 10 years after. I'm like, damn, the theory of everything is like fucking Beyond Good and Evil. Like, we think it's coming, but it never manifests, It's like, where is it, bro? That is crazy. Didn't we see it at E3? Like, one year we went. I think the first year. Yeah, the first year you went to E3, we saw
Yes,
it.
they actually, that big part of their event was that huge CG trailer.
Yeah.
Remember? And nothing came of it after that. And I swear, in either 2017 or 2018, they literally told press, "Don't ask about Beyond Good and Evil 2." I'm like, how do you say that? How do you say it's 4 years?
Yeah, that is
4
insane.
years. Yeah,
that is. Yeah, it was the one with the pig and the gasoline station in the desert, right? Something like that.
No, that was
the early trailer. They showed a full thing with like the city, and you see the flying cars and the ships.
That's right. Yeah.
Kind of looked like Cyberpunk in a way too, like the city.
And they have all this space shit, like you're supposed to be able to go out into space, like.
Man, all right, and I believe this is the last question of the night. This is from Killer Instinct, otherwise known. This guy has many aliases. We know him. We also know him as Weapon X. We also know him as Reggie Butler, who also helped us with one of our streams, a couple of streams.
Yeah.
So shout out to Reggie, man.
What's up, Reggie?
Reggie, I love you, but it's a fanboy question, bro. Fanboy question. He goes, if Persona 5 The Royal, or Royale, whatever the fuck it's called, was announced for Xbox, do you think the Xbox fans would play it? Reggie, what are you doing to me,
Royale?
man? Some guys would. No, it's a fanboy question. It's a fanboy question.
I mean, is it going to be on Game Pass?
Yeah, if it's on Game Pass, they'll play it,
I think the one thing about it is that it's a weird sort of situation when it comes to obviously Japanesey / games like that, and the Xbox market, but at the same time, you guys bring up a good point. If it was on Game Pass, I think people would be more inclined to try it out.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think anybody's going to be buying an Xbox for a game like that, Persona, because the install base already thinks of PlayStation and Nintendo for that world. But when you start doing it like that, where you're like, all right, you get it for free, you get it for with your subscription, I think people that'll introduce those fans, those players to a new genre of games. Like there's nothing standing in the way from you trying it out, right?
Yeah. Hold on, I got a tweet about Dead Space right now.
Death Space.
Yeah, because EA will reportedly announce an established IP revival during their EA Play. Maybe they saw my tweet because I was like, "Yo, can we get a Dead Space remastered collection, please?" And I said, "But I only want the first two." And so I don't really.
Dead Space 4, Dead Space 3. Sorry.
Well, does Mass Effect still count within that?
No, I don't think so.
landscape?
I don't think so. They already brought it back, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, well, they did. So now everybody can play it. You can play it forever.
And it's a revival. So it suggests that it hasn't been around.
Well, Mass Effect hasn't been around since 3.
Yeah. No, but I'm not gonna jump the gun and say it's that space, but it would be very nice. Be very nice.
Mass Effect had Andromeda. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it did exactly.
We don't
Chris,
like that game, but it
Chris,
did.
Chris, what are you talking about? What's this Andromeda nonsense?
Yo, we may not like it, but it's there.
Yeah, exactly. No, because I was thinking about the first day, so I'm like, man, that game's fucking amazing. We need it back, man.
Yeah.
4K, 60 frames. Actually, here's the thing about Visceral Games, right? Their whole mandate, at least in the beginning, was like, hey, all our games are 60 frames a second. Then it went to Frostbite, and that went out the window.
Well, here's the thing. I have a question for you guys.
Uh-oh.
If, let's say they announce Dead Space, and it's a remaster.
Yeah.
Would you guys be satisfied with that?
Yeah. Because I want to play the first one again.
So would you be more satisfied with that as opposed to, like, for example, just a remake?
No,
or maybe a sequel?
I want both. I want a remaster and a sequel. How about that? I don't want a remake of the first game. The first game is perfect. Leave it alone.
Stands alone. Yeah.
Remake the third one. You can remake that one all you want. Leave the first one alone. Leave the second one. Second one was good too.
What if they shine up them games like Final Fantasy?
No. I want it. Don't touch it. Leave it alone.
Yo,
Just
Tony,
make it look better.
So you don't want the Final Fantasy thing, but you'd be cool if they did something like what they did with Shadow of the Colossus, literally all new art, but underneath is the same gameplay.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. I want that.
I'm about to blow your mind.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather have that or a Burnout Paradise 2?
Oh
fuck.
Shit.
Fuck. You stumped me, man.
Yo, man, those are Burnout.
Here's the thing.
Burnout Paradise. Excuse me.
Because here's the thing, right? Like, I want Dead Space, one of the greatest games of all time. But a brand new Burnout Paradise. Yeah, I want that Burnout, bro. Because I've been screaming about Burnout forever. I've been screaming about Burnout for fucking since 2008, man.
Mm-hmm. Yo, and here's the thing with me. And I admit this, part of the reason why I'm so excited for Forza Horizon and why it was part of my game of the show is because I still want Burnout Paradise in my life. And I need something to fill that need, to scratch that itch. I don't think anything will ever do that. Except the Burnout Paradise 2.
I've said this. The franchise has ruined every other racing game for me, including Forza. I'm going to be honest. I was playing Forza 4. I'm like, this is cool. But you know why I stopped it? I'm like, the destruction is not as good as Burnout, man. It was fucking me up. I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying my hardest to cause chaos, and I can't do it. The game doesn't allow that, on the Burnout level, Then when we play that remaster, I'm like, oh, man, when it hits lips, so good. It's nothing like the original, man. It's like playing From Software Souls game. It's like, yeah, these guys know how to do it right, man.
Playing with Adam, that shit was funny, man.
That was hilarious. Burnout Paradise 2, I would take that over anything EA has, man, easily. Because I don't have much hope for Mass Effect anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be so good. Because again, I'm like, I haven't had anything like Burnout in years. No racing game comes close to Burnout for me, man. Ever since I played Burnout 3, I'm like, oh, that's it. There's nothing's better than this. This is it.
Burnout is Tony's Rockstar table tennis.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, because don't get me wrong, I played a bunch of racing games, right? And but Burnout is it, man. Burnout is it. You know, I'm glad it knocked me out of that simulation bullshit. 'Cause I was heavy on Gran Turismo for a while. You know, but then when I try to come back to Turismo, I'm like, why did I enjoy this? Like, this is slow. you know?
Yeah, it's really cookie cutter. You know, like there's not much dynamic aspects of a simulation game because it's just trying to be, I don't know, it's more static in a way.
Yeah, no, I don't like that shit. Like, but again, the crashing and Burnout, nothing has it like that, man. You know, so cinematic and crazy. Like, bruh. And then the game encourages that shit. It's like, oh, your car blew up, but control it and fuck up traffic even more. You know? Oh my God, so good. EA, what are you doing, man? You know? What are you doing? Like, I'm not trying to, when I'm playing a racing game, I don't want fucking realism. I want craziness, you know? And I want to be able to cheat. You know, my thing, go ahead. I was going to say, my thing in racing games, I like cheating, you know? It's like, okay, like, how do I knock these guys out of the race so I could win, you know? Because, like, in a simming game, you gotta actually race for real. Like, I don't want to do that, man. I want to cheat, you know?
Yeah, I've never been much of a sim game, car game person.
That's why I still enjoy Daytona. The cars got fucked up in that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the car damage.
Car damage is very important to me, man. Gotta have that. But on top of it, you gotta have destruction. Burnout type of destruction. Come on, your car crashes and it suddenly turns into a missile. That is fantastic. You know? Man, everybody's trying to be real now, you know? I was gonna go on a rant about sports games now. Like, what happened to fun sports games like NBA Jam and Mutant League Football? You know, we don't get that anymore.
Well, they did make
even the NFL Blitz games.
Yeah.
They did do a Mutant League revival sort of game.
Yeah. Can a Burnout game work with the car manufacturers? I doubt it. Car manufacturers want to see their cars get fucked up. You know?
No, it's the reason why you don't see the cars get so all busted up in the Gran Turismo and the
Forza games.
games.
You know?
But you notice the minute they put like a fake approximation car in there, all of a sudden the friggin' fenders are flying off, windows smashing.
Yeah, right. Get all dirty and shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good stuff. I believe we are done here. Manny, you have anything to plug?
Oh well, let's see what we got here. We got a couple of last week's releases. Number one is Represent. This is a book that we first started online, and we put them all out online first, and then now this is the collected one. This is issue. They call it issue 1, in which collects a bunch of the stories, and I did 2 of them. We have this one right here, which is Superman Red and Blue. This one I did a little story with Letha Martinez as well as with Represent.
I see that John Romita Jr. art in there, man.
Oh yes, this. I thought this was pretty damn cool. Like, not only did this book have a John Romita Jr. cover, which is the main cover, they have a Walt Simonson cover. And for those of you who don't know, Walt Simonson, the guy who did a bunch of Thor books, back in the day, like classic run of Thor. He was he's an artist on there, and he was my portfolio teacher in 2004 when I was in college. So yeah, it's kind of cool, doing a book for DC and then having Walt do a cover for us. So really good stuff. Then the big one, this one is Static, which is Static #1 season 1, which is now me and Kari Randolph are doing covers for that one. We got a few of those coming up, and then we also have some recent announcements where we're going to be doing some Aquaman covers, which if you've looking at my Twitter, it's on there. And then there's a bunch of other stuff. There's some Marvel, there's some DC, and then of course, as always, there is Excellence, which is we're still working on this one. And we have the Kickstarter book coming out really soon, as well as another cool little bit of something that I actually did for Excellence. So yeah, there you go. Lots of stuff.
Yeah. Well, quick thing. There's not going to be any throwdown clips this week. So instead, we're going to do those unboxings for you guys. We're going to get those up for you guys.
we have two unboxings. One's a game and one's some cool video game related swag the thing. So we'll just show you those things.
Yeah, good stuff. Carlos, you could plug Loki this week, man.
Yo, you can catch recaps of the Loki show. We have this show called Spoilercast where we review the weekly Loki show on thecoalition.com and the Coalition on YouTube. We did, what is it, every Saturday we post?
Saturday,
every Saturday night?
Yeah. I don't know the time, but Saturday, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so Tony, Chris can be there along with Dana Abercrombie and
What's
and
homeboy's name?
Ricardo.
Yeah, Ricardo, right? Yeah.
Yeah, man. We go over Loki show, MCU. Richard Bailey Jr. is also on the show.
Oh, yes.
He wasn't on this week because of Father's Day celebrations, so that was understandable. But yeah, we're enjoying the show so far. A lot of crazy theories, man. Only 6 episodes too overall, so this show is gonna come and go pretty soon. So make sure to stay tuned there on thecoalition.com and catch the crazy theories. And hopefully, Chris, at the end of the show, doesn't make everyone else hate the show.
He didn't do it this week, though. He didn't do it this week, you know?
You didn't do it this week.
I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yo, Carlos, they got a nuclear bomb in there, though?
Oh,
yo, the nuke is coming. The nuke is coming.
Yo. This is episode 1 of this season of the nuclear bomb. Oh, you're welcome to the episode 300 show. The nuclear bomb. Came and went. Crazy stuff.
Man. Yeah. Also, make sure to go to Spotify. Check out I Am Negan. Where they are setting off a nuclear bomb as well. Oh, man. All right. That's going to do it for us people. So make sure you follow us on Twitch and Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, and join the Discord. The Discord was crazy during E3, man.
Oh, yeah.
God damn. Make sure you find us on any podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show. It's 2 words, Throwdown Show. And you can visit throwdownshow.com to listen to past episodes. And if you are watching us on YouTube and you enjoy this episode, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of all the content we have coming for you. Links to everything down below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you later, guys.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
And Carlos Romero.
Later, people.
All right, people. Thursday. Later.
Peace.